Hi guys, in this tutorial we are going to follow some Extjs examples. Before I start up with Extjs, let's talk about what exactly Extjs is. Extjs is a product from Sencha. Sencha has launched many products, among them one is Extjs. Extjs, Extjs Touch and many other products are listed over there. The first one, the Extjs is used for web application and Extjs Touch is used for mobile application, mobile based application or mobile application development. So we are going to focus on Extjs and we are going to develop some web applications in which we are going to integrate Extjs with Java. Down the line, we will integrate Extjs with Spring and Hibernate. So let's start with the basic examples with Extjs so that we will come to know what exactly a role of Extjs in the today's scripting language industry. So this is what here I have mentioned some points on the slide. Extjs is a pure JavaScript application framework used for building an interactive web application. And Extjs has been launched by the has been existed in the market or by the Yahoo YUI and built upon YUI interface. So when you want to work on Extjs, basically we need Extjs libraries and IDE. IDE, it can be Eclipse, it can be NetBeans, or it can be anything. And web server. It's not mandatory to go with this all. You can directly use Extjs with HTML combination and work on that. But being a Java developer, we do need a web server IDE for running a Java based web based application. So I have taken an initiative for explaining all this in a one soul. So down the line, I will explain you how to integrate Extjs plugin in Eclipse. And let's start with an example. Once we are done with the example, the things will be more clear to us by seeing the output at the window. When you go for the Extjs, you can go for an static project or dynamic web project. So here I'm going to consider a dynamic web project, and the second thing which is required over here is Extjs libraries. Extjs libraries are nothing but a plugins which we have to download from Extjs repository. I will provide you the link from where you can get this repository and you can download it. And the next thing is we have to do some slight modification in the dynamic web project which comes with web.xml, and we have to make some necessary changes in index.jsp. It will see Extjs has many library comes up with many libraries. Among them, the few important libraries are extall.css and extall.js. In spite of extall.js, you can use extall.debug.js. So when there is a slight difference between debug and extall. For a development scenario, we go with the debug, and for the production or the scenario, we go for all because the debug will be having more code when compared to all. Now I'm going to switch to Eclipse. From here, we are going to start a new dynamic web project. So I'm going to select a dynamic web project here. I'm giving the name as Extjs Java. 0 0. Next, next, and then finally finish. So in order to run any web application, we have to configure a welcome file. So here there are the list of welcome files available in this. So I'm picking the index.jsp as a welcome file. Let me go to the JSP and create one JSP page. I'm giving it name as index.jsp. Now we are ready with the web application, but still there is something which is missing. That is nothing but we have to download Extjs libraries. So I'm going to download the library from Sencha repository. The latest version of Extjs is 5 plus. So as 5 is released as a beta version, until we'll get a full-fledged version, we should not use that type of version in development or any type of scenarios. So it's better to go with the flexible version. So I'm going with 4.2 here. I'm going to download it from Sencha URL or Sencha repository. It's opening now. Oh, there's some problem in that. So once you hit that URL, you will be getting this type of file. As I'm having some problem due to that, I have. So the next thing you have to do is you have to extract that file. I'm deleting an existing extracted file. Come on. Come. It's nearly 60 MB file. It takes some time for downloading. Once you are ready with the downloaded, it will be the following format. '78, '80, '84, '90. It's all done. So let me extract this file now so that we'll come to know what content is available in this file. We need to import this files, the extracted folder in our application. So we have to copy and paste it in the web content, and then we have to import that specific files. As I said you, there are 3 files which are very important, which we need to import. So extall.css, extall.js, or extall.debug.js, and one more is bootstrap. When you are going for bootstrap, then it's not required to go for extall.js. So let's do one thing. For the time being, as we are going to work on the small hello world application, I'm going for extall.css and extall.js. Let me check whether the extraction has been completed or not. So the extraction is going on. You can see here it's about to complete. Yeah, it's all done. So let me open this. Here you can find the list of files, images, example. I don't want to focus in all of these things as it is a first video for Extjs and the user might be not aware of all these things. So as I said you, we are going to use two files, extall and extall.js. This is a JS file and another one is extall.css. CSS is available in CSS folder. Here you can see. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this folder as extjs for my convenience. You can go with another name also. So I'm going to copy and paste it over here, which I have done. The next thing is I have to import that files in this index file. So let me do that. I have copied this path here. Oh, it won't allow until it get completed. I'm not able to pause it, no problem at all. As it's nearly a 60 plus MB file, so it's taking huge time. Let me come to the slide now. So the following files we are going to import over here. The next thing is, as in jQuery, we have a function document.ready. In the same way, in Extjs we have ext.onReady. I will explain you in the subsequent tutorials what is ext over here. So either you can use application or onReady. Let's complete one example with onReady, then we'll go for the application. So the file has been copied here. Now I'm going to import those files here. Here you can see the content which I have copied. Let me maximize this window. Here you can see I have imported extall.css, bootstrap.js and one.js. So let me make it in this way. You can see now it's pointing over there. It's pointing to extall.css file. Extall.css, as I said you, it's available in resources, CSS and then extall.css. In the same way, I'm going to provide a path here. So let's go with extall.js. ext-all.js. Yeah, you can see here. The next thing is, it's a good practice to deploy the JS file in one folder, one file and folder. So what I'm doing is, I'm going to create one folder for JS, web content, new folder. I'm giving the folder name as app. In this app, I'm going to create one JavaScript file. So in this file, I'm going to create. I'm giving the name of the file as app.js. Oh, I think it has created something else. No, we don't need this. So I'm going to create one JavaScript file here. JavaScript source file, and I want to create it in app folder. I'm giving the name as app.js. So here we go. Let me summarize it. What we have done, we have downloaded a Extjs plugin from Sencha repository, and we have copied it from downloads and pasted in Eclipse. In Eclipse, we have created one dynamic web project in which we have index.jsp. Index.jsp is a welcome file, and in index.jsp we have configured all the paths of, you can say, we have imported some files here. The list of files which we have imported here is extall.css, extall.js, and the last one is app.js. In this app.js, we are going to write a logic for extjs. In short, we are going to write a scripting code over here. So as this is a first tutorial for Extjs, let's take it for the hello world greeting. For that, we have to write a main method. In this, the main method is onReady. OnReady is a main method here. So this is what a syntax. Don't go in detail. Remember it as a template for the beginning. Then we'll discuss more on this down the line. So I have written hello world over here. That's it. Now Extjs with Java is ready. Let's test this and validate it on output screen. So I have not configured any server. So I'm going for Tomcat 6.0, and now the server is starting. The code which I have written over here is console.log. Oh, here the spelling mistake is there. Let me make it in this way. Yeah. So we have a Tomcat up and running. Let's paste this URL. Let's hit the URL from the browser. http://localhost:8080. What we have given there? Extjs Java 00. Let me check that content folder name or the project name or the context name. So it's like this. Yeah, here we go. You can see now the code which we have given here is console.log. So these are nothing but we are going to display the logs at the console level. Here we have some error. Let's figure out that. This is a closing for this. and this is a closing for this. Let's clean the project. Now the application is up and running. I'm hitting the URL. We are getting an error. Function. Yeah, you can see the output hello world plus plus. Just I have modified this output to check whether it's recompiling and regenerating a file at the browser screen or not. So you can see here, this with this we have completed a first tutorial in which we have greeted as hello world. So this is at the console level. If we want to display at the browser or the UI level, just what we have to do is we have to add a code ext.message.alert hello world. So here earlier I have used a message, because of that it was showing a error. Actually the class name is message box. Once you give this class name, this has been changed in this way. So you can even display the JavaScript alerts also. Hello world from JavaScript alert. You can see here. You can see hello world from JavaScript alert, and this one is from Extjs, and this one is from hello world. At the console, one is at the JavaScript level, one is at the UI level, and one is at the console level. In the next tutorial we'll be talking about the forms. We are going to design one application in which we are going to fill the form field components in the form. Thanks for watching this video. Please follow the subsequent video. Thank you.